Hello everybody. Several different levels of astrological service can be booked with me through the astrological services page of my website. If you're interested in scheduling with me, you simply need to visit the link above. So sometimes we find ourselves in a space of questioning, right? We doubt. We don't know which way is the appropriate way forward. And then we have those rare moments where, with absolute stark clarity, we know precisely what we need to do, even if we don't like the way that we find out what it is that we need to do. And presently, in one area of your life or another, you're finding yourself in just such a situation where, for the dignity of all parties that are involved in whatever it is that you're confronting, strong steps now need to be taken. And half measures aren't going to work. You need to come at things in, somewhat of a determined, and I'm even going to say it, a forceful manner. In the past, you might have found yourself in a position of prevaricating, going, I really don't know, or maybe I need this type of approach. But now, with something really frustrating happening in your life in one area or another, you're absolutely certain of what it is that you need to do. But here's the little thing that you need to keep your eyes out for, which is if you let that sense of frustration drive your actions, chances are you're going to find yourself in greater and greater levels of deeper frustration. Because when you're going into that space, you're blocking out that very thing that provided you clarity in the first instance. With this approach to the situation, you need to look at things with humility. And chances are in the days that lead up to this circumstance, you may even find yourself in a position of, being humiliated on one level or another. And sure, on one level, that's, very unpleasant. We don't like those experiences of feeling we like to feel nice and big and strong, but if sometimes that chest thumping isn't really going to get you anywhere. Actually, most of the time that chest thumping isn't going to get you anywhere. And what you need to do is come at this situation from a perspective of humility that recognizes that maybe an approach that you wanted to take initially just isn't going to be possible. And equally, if something sets you off in the days that lead up to this new moon, and you act upon that anger, rather than letting that anger reveal a need to you, then you're likely going to go off half-cocked with, quite less awareness with which to deal with the situation. But if you let that initial, frustration, anger, maybe even rage, perhaps subside, right? You're likely going to find yourself with a greater level of clarity. And you're likely going to recognize that in this situation that you're dealing with, something needs to change. Something needs to move on. Maybe even someone needs to move on from the situation. And whereas in the past you may have approached things with half measures, now you're recognizing that, hey, really, I care. No matter how angry I am, no matter how frustrated I am, I'm coming from a space of caring. And if you're able to let that feeling of caring drive your actions, rather than that feeling of frustration, that feeling of anger, yes, even that feeling of rage, then you're likely going to find yourself getting things done in a much more concise manner. This isn't going to be easy. Strong actions need to be taken. Determination needs to be the foundation of those actions. You need to not let that doubt arise in your mind once again. You need to not backtrack on your actions. Instead, you need to now act with intensity, dedication, and devotion. The path that you have considered many times is now open to you once again. And it may not now be the path that you precisely want, but now with stark raving clarity, you can see that it's exactly the path that you need to take. If you could use a little bit of help and maybe even a greater sense of direction, once again, I do offer several different levels of astrological service, all of which are available through the astrological services page of my website. And again, if you'd like to schedule with me, you can do that at the link above. That's going to do it for this look at the new moon in Uttara Bhadrapada Nakshatra, which takes place on the 13th of March, 2021. Until next time, please do take the very best care of yourself. Bye now.